Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Now I do need to do some explaining to do because I wanted to stick to a schedule of uploading every other day, but I had an accident with my knee, which I already explained in the room renovation video coming out soon. Yeah, I already explained it, but you obviously won't see the video for a couple of weeks because I am going shopping for more stuff next week and it will take some time to process the video. But if you haven't seen by the title, it is cheap versus expensive makeup products. I just want to go off with the easy setting powder, pressed powder. I wanted to start with these, the cheap versus expensive, and how much I prefer and what I prefer. So let's start with the cheap. The only thing about these is the palettes are not made very well, so they're made to break really easy, but it's not really for decoration, to be honest with you. I just find it's better just to not have them as decoration. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But yeah, you can see I use this one a lot because it's almost all gone. And this one is from my local pound shop. It's like £1. If you're American, it'd be $1 and something cents. But it is cheap and it is worth it because it works the same thing. It's still makeup. People have a problem with cheap makeup. The Revolution. Now this one I do use for packaging a bit more because I do prefer it. And I actually haven't used this one yet. I got it for Christmas. But I do find this one doesn't quite match my skin tone as much, but it helps set everything. So out of all, I would prefer the expensive stuff just for the packaging. It's thicker, better, and breaks not as easy. But I prefer the pound shop one because it is cheap and it's really good for its price. Okay, so here we have the highlighter and bronzer. You can probably tell by the most expensive one by looking at the palettes, which is definitely this one. But we'll just go for the cheap one first. Sorry if you hear any background noise. So this is the Taxi highlighter and glow palette. I use this one, but I don't use it as much because the makeup consistency is a little bit, it's not as pigmented as I'd like it to be. But here's the expensive one. You can see the nice design on the palette too. It is a lot more prettier, and I do use this more, but I definitely prefer the cheaper one because you have more of an option. Look, let me open them both. But with the cheapest one, you have 3 options of colours, but with the expensive one, you only get 2. That's the only thing I find about expensive products. Now if you wanted to get, they're like a pack of 3. I think it's 4, maybe 3, I'm not sure. But if you want to get them, they're in a Revolution set that I got on sale for Christmas. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so here there's 3 palettes. We've got 3. I'm gonna go for the biggest palette first. This one is Glam Up. If you can see, this has already been cracked. You can probably tell now. It's a nice palette, but it just doesn't have a mirror. I use this for more of a Halloween thing. I got it for Christmas like 2-3 years ago. This is eyeshadow, by the way. This one broke earlier. Like the eyeshadow broke earlier, so I'm a bit annoyed about that. And that one's the Miller one. This one you can get in the pound shop or even Dollar Tree for America. Just cheap makeup. And this one is a nudes. This one is actually kind of one of my favorites. I think I definitely prefer the Glam Up one because there is more like colours on it. There's more colours than the others, of course. But in fact, the most expensive one is the nudes one. I believe it's the most expensive one that I have because this one is kind of cheap and it came with lip glosses and stuff. It was like a kit, but I know this is quite cheap because the packaging, it's easy to tell, like I said, about the packaging. This Miller one is quite good. The packaging is quite strong. I definitely like them all, but I definitely pick this one. Even though this one looks like it's more expensive because it's got more colours on, but it's definitely not. Okay, I forgot to mention this would be a kind of 2 parts kind of videos, because I'm going to be rating like lip glosses, foundations, and the liquid highlighters, but that's for a different video. Here we go, we've got more eyeshadow. I have a lot of eyeshadow and I still can't find the colours that I need. But here, this one is a liquid eyeshadow, so this one's why it's different. And this one is probably one of my favourites. I used to sell when I used to do merch on an old channel. But let's talk about this Glitter Goals one first. And you can probably tell the cheapest via expensive. There is a lot of glittery colours on here. But yeah, no, I like this one more. It is 100% the cheaper version. I can't really prove it that well to you, but this is just like the plastic packaging, but it's actually holding the palette together. I can't pick it up, but look. You could tell it's really cheap. And I'll tell you at the end of this bit which one I prefer. Just don't mind the back. I was filming a video a long time ago for an old channel, and I just feel fake blood all over my makeup palettes. This one, you can tell, is probably the most expensive one. Well, I wouldn't say it was humongously expensive. But this one, I kind of don't recommend getting it because it just broke and it was kind of bad. Like, look, if you can just see up here, it broke. Now, these ones aren't repairable. But now I only use certain colours on this palette just because it's not really that good, and I have tried to repair it multiple times. You'll see like lines in the eyeshadow. It's because somebody used to dig their nails into my eyeshadow palettes, so. But out of these two, I definitely prefer the Glitter Goals just because it is more of a, you get more colour options, and this is only £6, aka $6. This one was about 20 quid, aka $20. I'm not really that good at converting money, so I'm just assuming. But yeah, no, I prefer this one because I love liquid ones, they are good. Okay, so we've got 2 more makeup palettes. Now, one of them is my favourite and I use it all the time, but first we'll go through this one. I'm not saying that the other one's my favourite, this one could be my favourite, I don't know. This is a Muller one, yeah. It is a good, it's a good palette, yes. More for party moods or like just practicing. But this one though, packaging is nice, and this is actually my favourite. But this one is the cheapest one. This one's probably my most expensive. It has a mirror, nice lovely mirror. And you can tell this is my favourite because I've used a lot of the top ones. They're really nice glittery colours. So yeah, I definitely prefer the Revolution one. Okay, so we've got highlighter edition. I do have other highlighters I'm going to be doing in part 2 to this, but I'm going to start with the cheap one. So let's open it. Now I do use this, but it's not like my favourite. It's a bit sticky and a bit gooey, so I don't, this is why I'm preferring the more expensive one here. Like I said, nice packaging. Love the packaging. It's got, pretty colours. And it's got the gold rim inside. It's not picking up. Okay, it's not focusing very well on this one, if you knows. But yeah, this one is probably my favourite and my nicest. It is not sticky. It's actually really pigmented, which is really good. And I also want to say a massive thank you to Samia. I'll have the link in the bottom probably of her Instagram. Thank you so much for this suggestion for a YouTube video. And I have 2 extras that I just want to share with you through. So we've got this one, which is a Revolution. Well, these two are Revolutions. This one is Revolution blusher and bronzer. This palette is nice because I can't improvise with a cheap blusher because I lost it, so I couldn't improvise, unfortunately. But that's a really good palette. I think it's part of the expensive group. I'm not sure if it's more expensive than this because I bought this one a long time ago. This one is probably my least favorite. It is broken. It was kind of bad. It has so many colors, but none of them are really my type, and a lot of them, when I don't know, like slime was a thing, I just used this on it because I don't really like this palette that much. And the top of it is missing because this palette is really bad for its price. But yeah, no, this is mostly used for like scar stuff, basically, if you know what I mean. It used to be a trend. But yeah, that's what I use for that. And then one more thing just the last thing I want to share is, don't spend your money on expensive makeup remover wipes because it's not worth it. I don't remember how much this one was, but don't spend your money on expensive ones because I've gone through expensive and cheap ones, and honestly, cheap ones are the best thing because they're like 50p in Primark for a pack of 2 or 50 cents from America. But yeah, no, I prefer the cheaper ones because you get more, and B, there's no difference. It's just a makeup remover wipe. You don't need fashionable like these ones. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be doing another video in about 2 days, probably part 2. Maybe I'll do a different video. But like, comment down below what videos you want to see, and comment down below, hit the subscribe button, and make sure to hit the notification bells, and I'll see you again another day. There is some explaining I do need to do because I was meant. I have to explain to you.
Presented by me.